Hello one and all to this Forza video. I'm T.S. Stevens and I am so pumped to say that I've gotten 3 of the 4 goals in regards to, like the unicorn cars and everything. I've got the Bugatti Veyron, got a Ford Crown Vic, and I've got the 2016 Aventador. I think they're about the rarest cars of the rare, the ones that go up for $20 million a piece. And I thought what I'd do today to celebrate is show you this little clip showing pretty much how I did it. Well, how I did it is a, expression. I mean, this is half of how I did it. The other half was hammering away to bid or buy out as soon as the thing comes out, on the very rare chance one of these cars comes up, with the exception of the Bugatti, of course. But the Crown Vic and Aventador, half of this was just simple perseverance, but the other half I'll show you here now using the Bugatti. Nice, cheap, easy way to farm for skill points and farm for influence and farm for, getting the wheel spins for the items, cars and that sort of thing. Of course, that's the only other way that you're even going to see a Crown Vic or 16 Aventador on the wheel spins. Whereas hence he's on the auction house, and the second that they're put up, they immediately snapped up, even if it's for 20 million. But here, what I'm doing here is I've snapped up Satch Corner Beach House. That's, Margaret Thatcher's joint. You'd think, Satch Corner, you'd think ex-lady Prime Minister. Anyway, here's one of 3 ways you can really rack up the points. And I'm using the Bugatti here, like I said. And any decent car will do, any S1 Plus car will do. I tend to go for the 4-wheel drives or off-road type vehicles because they're a lot more stable. And that'll be very important just later on, just up a bit. And all I'm doing here is just going to the farmland here, going to the meadows here, just outside Thatch Corner, and I'm just pulling off massive drifts, massive wreckage skills, getting side swipe skills and that sort of thing. No hills, no traffic, just lots of free space to run rampant along, and anything that's a S1 or above will certainly have the speed and certainly have the handling to do this. As you can plainly see, I am absolutely smashing it with this Bugatti Veyron, and I maintain that if I can do it, anyone can do it. So this is absolutely clear as day. Very easy, very simple, very basic way of doing it. But hey, doing this for a couple of hours at a time, you might get bored. So just watch up just a bit here, because I'll show you a second and a third way. Or once you get sick of this, I'll show you a second way that you can really, rack up the skill points and rack up the, influence there, what have you, right after this. Now just up the road here from Satch Corner, from the meadows there, is all these little hills and sand dunes and jumps and that sort of thing that you can play around with here, there, all along the beachfront here. Cortana, of all people, is just up around this way as well. The Halo VR experience is showcasing it there, and who of us would love to do that? I mean, that would be awesome. I mean, I do it for the VR experience. I'm not such a huge Halo fan. I sort of recognise it, like Warthog driving there and that sort of thing, but is it strong gameplay or strong multiplayer or strong characters even? I kind of see it, but haven't really sort of delved all that far into Halo, I'm truly sorry to say. More familiar with Call of Duty than Halo, and even then, I'm not such a huge, multiplayer camera in Call of Duty. You guys know what my jam is, but anyway, this is my jam right here, Forza. Showing off how to do up the build up the skill points, massive amounts of skill points and influence, buy up the wheel speeds and get the car mastery there and everything. There's a second way to do it, second of 3 ways to do it, and as you can see, just racking up the skill points, racking up the skill points, racking up the skill points, and I do believe a skill song comes on sooner or later here. And you know, if you buy one of the houses there up in the north-west corner of the map, I believe it is, something like a $2.5 million house, that will unlock the skill songs, and Amy Simpson or whoever, whichever radio station play, will every now and again play those skill songs, and it will double your the amount that you earn. So all you need to do is rack up something like 50,000, and you'll get all 10 skill points. They'll bring it up to 100,000 skill points. It caps at 10. So, and you get 10 by getting 100,000 skill points. So for skill song, you would absolutely smash this, easy. Driving any sort of S1 or above car, much preferably a off-road vehicle or four-wheel drive, because they're for this second part especially, because I find that they are a lot more stable, and you can fling it off more stuff, and it's not going to roll nearly as easy as it might a lighter vehicle or an absolute supercar of a vehicle. I'm keeping it together well and truly here at the moment, just given it's absolute supercar, and along here, one wrong sort of bump here, and I'd flip it, I'd roll it, I'd lose a lot. But by the same token, as I said, if I can do it, anyone can do it. And just as a quick aside, quite a lot of this might be, like, no kidding, you can earn skills and skill points, and you can spend it on mastering the car, and you gain influence there, that sort of thing. And there might be much easier ways, much faster ways to build cash and build skill points, that sort of thing. But this is just a nice, easy way of doing it for those who are sort of looking at, breaking the game. And yeah, this does break the game. It actually, it's so broken, it actually makes the game more fun. I love this. You've never seen the inside of a Bugatti Veyron, have you? Why's my sound gone? I'm guessing quite a lot of you have not seen the inside of a Bugatti Veyron ever, not even in game or in Forza or anything like this. So here we go. A legendary 2011, I think it's 2011, Bugatti Veyron. Take a good look. Drink it all in. And for those of you who have yet to drive as well, I can promise you, it's a lot harder than Forza makes it look, but it's not nearly as hard as this in-game view makes it look. But so anyway, as a matter of fact, and here's the third example of 3, demonstrating just how to completely and utterly break Forza Horizon 4. And I'm sure that Turn 10 Interactive, Microsoft Games, that sort of thing, I'm sure they don't mind, because they are absolutely super generous to a fault with their cars and bonuses and that sort of thing. Thank goodness this game doesn't run on microtransactions, otherwise it might be a completely different story entirely. Anyway, I'm just at the roundabout of the M1 Superhighway in Great Britain, or as I call it, the Brooker Highway in Hobart, because they are very much one and the same thing. Like you drive along this stretch of road here, you'd swear you were in Tasmania. And for those who are maybe a bit upset about me saying that, believe me, yours is better. Yours over there is better than the one we've got here. or worse, whichever description you would like to use to describe it, whether it's better or worse, your pick. And I'm just going round and round and round around about here, where I get out, nobody knows. And that's, that's fairly simple. Unless you can burn up, getting skill points there and influence there fairly easy enough, just spinning round and round and round and round. But here's a little something here for the outright daring. Now, for those of you who, I hope this doesn't sound too grotty, for those of you who drag what's between their legs along the ground on the floor, because they are that, is what I would refer to as the final exam in regards to how to farm, mine, skill points, influence, but by the same token, you are using, like all the skills that you've learned, lucky escape, near miss, daredevil, speed skills, drift skills, wreckage skills, everything all comes together. So I would regard this as the final exam for, skill point farming. But with that said, it is absolutely, this last one will show just how easy it is to do. And again, like I said, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Just play around, but we'll stay with the outside view because inside, it's great to use, but it's hard to use, I find, with some cars like this one here. And again, there might be other ways, better ways, super duper easy ways to farm millions of credits or whatever the case may be. But here's just one way, and one way that I'm sure a lot of people know, but some might not. And if I can sort of help spread the knowledge, then yeah, absolutely. And just while we're on a bit of a critic view, in regards to just a quick word to the outright gaming police, or echo chambers in regards to women in gaming, or whatever sort of issue sort of gets you triggered, whatever the case may be. Just as a point of view, just mine, and then I'll drop it. If you get that triggered by anything in gaming, that you have to make up a playlist of videos to complain about it, then please, seriously, please, get a life. With that said, I'll just say this bit, then I'll drop it for the sort of whatever gaming police might think on if anyone sort of has an issue with the games that I play. Well, I've yet to sort of have a look at something like active shooter. I think the concept, particularly as playing as a cop in a sort of active shooter, school shooting environment goes, is a interesting idea. Not so much as the shooter himself or anything like that. I play a bit of GTA 5, GTA Online, that sort of thing. Play a tiny little bit of whatchamacallit, what's the other really high-end game? There's Saints Row, there's Red Dead Redemption, there's this, that, something else. I've yet to play something like Ethnic Cleansing. Haven't sort of gotten my hands on it at all anywhere. Play UFC, if that's maybe a bit of an outright game, or game that would be approved. Tekken, Skyrim, Mortal Kombat, Fallout, but Dead or Alive, Mass Effect, there's just a few there. I reckon Mass Effect may be 10 times worse than being a fan of Dragon Age. But anyway, here's the big, you saw just there, just how easy it is. And, like if I can do it in a Bugatti Veyron, everyone can do it in a Bugatti Veyron. And if you do it and if you can do it in a Bugatti Veyron, what are you doing watching this video? Smash the game, will ya? Have a good one.